can't remember his name, you should feel good that he stepped over that line. Here's Gary Paul Gates.
40 years ago, this determined young man changed forever the face and color of Major League Baseball. What Jackie Robinson accomplished has become the stuff of legend, honored this spring not only in ballparks across the land, but even in museums of culture, where his story is presented as part of our national heritage. But the color bar had to be crossed in other sports as well. One was professional basketball, and there the change came about so quietly and with so little fuss that there's still some confusion as to who deserves to be recognized as the Jackie Robinson of the NBA.
The year was 1950, and Boston was the first team to draft a black player, Chuck Cooper. Also drafted that spring were two other blacks, and one of them, Earl Loyd, became the first to play in an NBA game. And that obscure moment in sports history deserves to be remembered.
It's opening day, you know, your first home pro game, and it's my mother and father at the game, and you're the only black on the floor. And that was a proud moment. That was a very proud moment with my mother and father sitting there. You know, that's you know, that's top of the line.
A proud moment for Earl's parents, too, despite the intrusion of a racial slur they couldn't help overhearing.
And my mother and father sitting right there, and the two white guys sitting right behind them. And one guy asked the other guy, very candidly, I mean, very loud, and my mother could hear him. And he says, you know, do you think this nigger can play in the basketball? And my mother, who's a third grade lady, but very, very bright, she turned to the guy and says, trust me, no, he can play.
Loyd went on to play for Syracuse, and in 1955, he and Dolph Schayes led the Nats to their first NBA championship.
Earl was a tough, hard-nosed competitor. In Syracuse, one of our secrets of our success is we were like family. And Earl just fit into our family and played here for many, many years.
Earl's playing career extended through the late 1950s, and by then the first generation of black superstars, Bill Russell, Elgin Baylor, and Wilt Chamberlain, were changing the look and style of professional basketball. And by the mid-60s, as the walls of segregation came tumbling down in other areas of American life, black players were dominating a game that once had been an exclusive club with an all-white membership.
You and Chuck Cooper and Sweetwater Clifton were really the Jackie Robinsons of the NBA. Some of the black stars that came around shortly afterward were Bill Russell, Elgin Baylor, Chamberlain. Did you guys help make it easier for them?
It's like the Chinese proverb, you know, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Somebody has to make it. I want you to realize if we hadn't made it, somebody would have made it. But, yeah, I like to think that we made it a little easier for them. We did some suffering for them.
Earl was also one of the first black head coaches in the NBA. Earl Loyd, a person to remember and a person to thank. We're going to send you back.